So very good evening, we're here at Burton Screamfest tonight to come and have a little talk with the designer. Now, a very talented guy has come up with so many great attractions here. The Screamfest has been going now for quite a few years, and tonight we're joined by the man himself. Morning, Andy Porter, how are you doing?
Theme Park Worldwide, it's good to see you all again. You too, Sean.
And it's great that you're going to give us a little...
Joe's here as well,
Joe's here. Hey, Joe's
yeah,
come.
fine.
And thanks to the guys here at National Forest Adventure Farm, and of course Andy himself, they've let us come and have a little look around tonight to come and see behind the scenes at each of the attractions what they've got here. So it's going to be really good. Andy's sort of going to show you around. It's going to be great. If sort of got any questions, what you guys have put down in the vlogs and stuff, we'll put them to Andy so that he can answer them for you. And also, sort of ask him a little bit about why he comes up with some of these crazy ideas. I mean, you know, Freakout's obviously new for this year. We're going to start with having a look through this one. What's the sort of background then behind this? Obviously it's a circusy clown themed maze, but tell me a little bit about how you came up with this sort of idea.
Freakout is a request from our general public who come to Screamfest every year. Every single maze and every queue line they're in, they're always going, where's the clowns? Are there any clowns in here? And we've never had them. It's something that we've stayed away from because they are quite generic. It's kind of like a staple of a horror event.
It is, yeah.
And certainly at Screamfest we've already stayed away from the generic zombies and the generic clowns because it's the same as what everybody else is doing, and we always like to be unique and give people different things. But when you get asked so many times, you have to do something to make it happen. So as part of the creative for Screamfest, it's my job to look at clown mazes and to say, okay, well there's clowns in there, but how do we ramp it up a bit? How do we make it a little bit different? How do we add a little bit more fun into the generic genre to make us stand out from whatever's been done before? And I answered that with Freakout, really. So yeah.
Okay, right, let's have a little look inside. Of course, new for this year then at Screamfest. I mean, having been through this myself, obviously Joe's not actually been through this yet until tonight.
So as with every attraction, you always got to cater for your actors.
Oh, here we go.
And this is the backstage area of Freakout.
Oh, wow.
Which not a lot of people get to come into. And obviously we've got fire codes and emergency stop buttons, which you can see on the wall in case there's any emergencies that happen. Certainly within the horror industry, from a design aspect, when you design a maze environment, you have to have a fire door within 14 meters linear of people walking around.
Oh, okay.
So normally when I do the architectural drawings and plans all in 3D for these attractions, you draw a line on the floor and every 14 meters you have to have a fire exit. You have to have multiple ways out, and that's where it gets difficult in a maze environment to try and work out. So this is room number 1, this is room number 4 at the end of the maze, and we have different ways into the maze for our actors to
very clever.
come and jump into. That's room 1, 2, that's room 4, this is room 3.
So this pretty much runs down the centre of the whole.
It does, and crosses out
attraction
between the two, and then the walkway works itself around from there on out. And then we have different backstage things where we have a nice hey Mugum.
Hey.
An aim on it. So when people, there's a sign in there that says "Do not squeeze my hooters."
Well, hey.
So when they give the hooter a good old squeeze, the clown hits that button there, which turns the lights off in that corridor, aims out, and
there we go. I mean, the first time I went through that, it got me, you know, you're just not expecting it. These little hatches and stuff, you know, really clever scares, sort of open it up, get the scare in, and away you go.
And off you go. So at the back of the room, I know we've been having technical problems with it at the moment, so I'm not sure if it's on. But we have nice smoke machines for the actors to press. We'll have a go, but I know we're having issues with it before, so it might.
Oh, there we go.
Good old Sparkle back from Slasher back.
Yeah, we love Slasher, obviously. Sort of the original attraction that you created here, wasn't it, Slasher?
It was, yeah.
Look at that.
To see it go. Yeah.
Great. I'm great that you incorporated this though. I mean, I really love this in Slasher. It's really nice how you brought it into Freakout.
And it comes in the UK with an awful lot of health and safety codes that are attached to something like that, but we've managed to address it, and you can see we've got emergency lighting as well for if there is a power cut in this attraction or the lights come on. And when the I won't hit an emergency stop because I haven't got a key to undo it, but when an emergency stop gets hit, all the smoke, all the lights, everything kicks out and all those turn on. And there's an audio sound system that says please exit by the closest fire exit. So
there you go. So it's all very, so much safety to sort of think about, isn't it really, when you're doing an attraction like this? I mean,
one of the one things that restricts you massively.
It is, yeah, completely. Health and safety is paramount of everything that we do here. I'm an entertainer, and my clients are entertainers, and people come to Screamfest to have a good time. Yes, they get scared, but
it's also got to be safe, hasn't it?
It's got to be safe. You've got to get them out in case anything happens. So that is kind of the the actor sort of area for Freakout to begin with, and this is where all the kind of fun stuff kind of kicks in. This went through a design change. This wasn't meant to be like this. This was going to be a compression corridor originally with those holes in it, but we had a health and safety issue when I looked over the design, so we turned it into a mirror one. If you just wait there for a second, I'm going to go and duck in somewhere.
We have reflection in the mirror there, me and Joe. Hey.
Really simple.
There we go. And there he is. Very clever, really nice, isn't it? Yeah, sort of thing. So simple but so effective. I mean, you know.
It'll get so many people.
Yeah, definitely.
I couldn't see that.
Go and see what it looks like for the actor from the other side if you want. I think you'd be quite surprised.
You go all around the back.
Yeah, you Joe, you wait there. You need to be this person who's scared. So.
Thank you.
Here you go.
There we go. Ah, okay. So there's Joe at the other side.
On the left. Yeah, that's the one. The light comes on. There it is.
Hey, there we go. That's awesome, that is. Really good. Like you say, so simple, but really effective, isn't it? Wow.
And it's just playing fun. Freakout is not a scare attraction, really.
It's more about having some fun.
It's a laugh. It's a laugh. It's for people to come in, have a laugh with their friends and family. It's the least scariest thing we have, and it was always designed to be something for people who aren't really comfortable with scare attractions, never really done it before. And they always say to us, what should we go on first? And we point to the clown one and like, you've got to be joking, there's no way I'm going in there first. And they come in, and if you stand at the exit and everyone's just laughing, having a good time with their friends and family, and that's what this is about. And part of it is splitting the groups up. If you are around here later, you can stand in there and listen to the discussions that happen in this room when they get this that comes up, girls or boys. Yeah,
it sort of gives you the option. That's what I really like about this. I wasn't expecting this to be in here the first time we did it. It's something a bit different, isn't it? You know, obviously, does this lead back to the same sort of place then, does it?
It's the exact same room, but it gives the impression that we're saying to our audience, everything else at Screamfest is linear. You start at point A and you end at point B. And there's no way to go off it. But when you put an option door like this, you're asking the guest to make a conscious decision in the attraction. So they can't just keep their head down, they have to be conscious. I'm making a decision to go this way or this way, and my actions cause a consequence to my actions. It makes them far more involved with something that they're doing. Rather than something like Seekers and Nocturnal, which are more theatrical, more jump scary, people have to pay attention to what's happening on, and what's going on. So we'll go through the girls, why not?
Well, we may as well.
And it is quite simple that we just put a wall in there, and they come around here, and this is the entrance to where the boy one comes out.
Oh, okay.
So it's very, very, very simple, but from an understanding point of view, people believe they've had that option, and that's it's part of the disbelief of the.
I just like how you've got the choice throughout this attraction, you know, to sort of, you know, decide this fate sort of thing where you want to go. I wasn't expecting it. Like I say, these clown mazes and stuff, they're all hit and miss really, and this one definitely, you know, up there with the best one I've done, I would say. You know, it's something unique.
I think it's a hybrid. It's more of a fun house that you used to get at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, or a little nod to the old fun houses in the 1920s, 1930s, and I think that's the way people should look at terror events in general. Yes, you can be scary, you can have your Nightbringers, you can have your Nocturnal, but at the end of the day, we are entertainers.
And you come for a fun night, haven't you, at the end of the day, you know.
Or it doesn't have to be brownie trousers.
Yeah,
so, you know,
something for everybody.
And it's something that, you know, we do.
This is fantastic. Do not squeeze by Hooters. There you go, a little squeeze for TPW. There we go. Obviously, that's the back of the little opening window, where the air gun was.
Yeah. And then you come to another option, evil clown, happy clown. I'm pretty sure we could do some sort of social experiment to put a camera up there to actually see where people
that would be quite.
I expected the person in the front to go through a door and everybody else to follow. That's not the case. People are splitting up in this attraction. One thing you can see from an operator's point of view that is interesting to point out, that people end up destroying these attractions because they're kicking the doors open.
Because obviously, I suppose they're scared, are they, to maybe use the hammer push.
So the actors have learned quite quickly not to stand behind the doors.
Yeah, stand back a bit. With that one.
Part of Freakout sort of design ethos was to have a clown maze, but take the idea of clowns, but take personalities from them. So the very beginning of the attraction, from an audio point of view and a lighting point of view, it's the happy clown. It's a clown that you would hire for your kid's birthday party, always wanting to impress, always desperate to get a laugh out of people because that's their job. So she's desperately trying to entertain you. When you come into this zone, the music's changed, and this is the creepy clown. This is the clown that you would get, that would expect you open your curtains and there's a clown stood at the end of your driveway.
Yeah.
This is the creepy one that's kind of in your face and breathing down you all the time. And as the attraction goes on, it gets worse and worse and worse. And that's important from a design point of view. If you do a curtains maze, they are potentially just curtains. You have to look at your audience and how you entertain them and how you write that story. So it starts very nice, it gets worse, and it gets worse. So the attraction never plateaus.
The audio is something that I love in here. It builds up, doesn't it? Throughout the attraction, as you say, it starts off very different to how the audio ends, at the end of the maze, it builds up crazy, as you'll see later, Joe, when we go through.
Yeah. Bit of metal guitar on there.
Yeah, really good.
This zone was to completely throw people off track. The soundtrack is a clown that's snoring, who's asleep, and he goes, hooters, 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 hooters. And people get to this bit after the creepy clown bit and they're expecting the attraction to get worse. But it doesn't, it gets funny again. What we've done is we started out by making people laugh, and then we bring them down by the creepy clown. This area, we make them laugh again, and then we bring them down again, and then we really brown trouser them. They don't know what's coming, and it doesn't allow the audience to understand what's happening in the maze around them. I don't let them settle. A lot of mazes, you have a problem with. If it's terrifying all the way through, people settle and they get used to it. Oh, there's another scare, there's another scare, I'm bored now. But if you can elevate people's emotions up and down all the time, you will never fail.
You'll always be on edge whilst you're going through it. Yeah. So this is obviously the
this is the spark wall.
The spark wall on this side. Saw that.
This is the good, the bad, and the ugly, isn't it? It's one of my favourite spaghetti western films. So
so you got that in there, yeah.
We've got Clint Eastwood there. We've got the bad guy. We've got the ugly bloke at the end here, and it's quite funny what people choose to do here. It's like, oh, go on, Dave, go through the ugly one.
Yeah, a bit of banter, but that's part of the fun, isn't it?
Like the back end of a cow, mate.
That's what it's about.
So they come into here where this is the crazy clown section, and this clown is just all over the shop. He's absolutely mad. He's bouncing off the walls.
Some really good scares in this section, very disorientating as well.
I've actually got lost.
That's how disorientating it is, yeah. Especially, when all the audio's on and you've gone through all the other scenes, you get to this point, it's...
And this is the perfect example of something not working as it should do. All the arrows down the wall were pointing this way, and they come here. This arrow wasn't on this door. The idea that it was a joke, that everyone sees the arrow going into a pitch black door, they go, oh, I get it, there's a door there. No, they just stop here and wait.
So you've
get lost. So we had to put an arrow on,
yeah. I suppose you don't know sometimes until, you've actually done something, got people through it.
This is the ballroom. This originally had a different concept with it. The idea was the guests were going to walk through the balls, but we couldn't find a way of keeping the balls in. We did work out a way to do it in the end, but it was we didn't have time to implement it. And the thing about Freakout, every year we're going to make it more crazy. We're going to be adding more jokes to it. This year being the first year, we've got the infrastructure in and the core of the attraction.
Something to build on now, isn't it?
Exactly.
Every year.
There's an awful lot of room and space in here to have much more fun with and put more gags into the attraction, which is what we're going to be doing. Because if you can appreciate all the paint in here and how long it takes to paint it all and put it all together.
This looks great, all the UV paints with the lights.
This is the final room in here. We've got the White Ray one-way Safeway. I'm not going to give away the actual way to go out of here because there are two endings to the attraction. So let's just say you come in here, you need to work it out yourself, really. But either way, you're going to hit the killer clown anyway, so...
So whichever way you go, you're not going back.
So this is where the heavy metal rock music comes in. It was a killer clown, and when I was designing the attraction, I was walking through it. I use Oculus Rift a lot for my attractions now that I can actually in virtual reality walk through them before they open. And I just was never happy with the audio in this zone, and I just thought, right, let's completely rock it out and let the actor just do the crazy clown section, and it worked so well. As an ending to attraction, people are dancing through it. And then he comes out into a nice spaghetti rope room and out through his mouth again.
And there we go. fantastic. I mean, you know, you see all the effort that's gone into that. It's not just your standard circus maze. It's very, very different, isn't it? Like you say, you know, it's a big risk doing something with clowns. I mean, it is something what a lot of these Scream parks have done, isn't it? And this is very different to anything I've seen before.
It is.
You know, with that one, really, really good. Really enjoy Freakout.
And it's just looking at your mazes. If you're a designer out there, you're wanting to design your own maze. You've got to look at what you want to do. Sure, you can do the zombies. You can generic up like Hillbilly Joe's Zombie Smash, for instance. The owners wanted that to be a military camp, and you had to the fence had been breached, and you had to shoot the zombies with the paintballs until the fence was fixed. And that's kind of the story we were going with. And I came with them and said, no, we need to do this Hillbilly Joe. It's a different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
It's a laugh, it's funny, it's comedy. And that's what Screamfest is about.
It works really well next to Freakout as well, you know, because it's like the sort of the fun carnival end, isn't it?
This is the hub. The hub was introduced last year as part of the event. And if anything appears in the hub, it is funny, it's light entertainment, and it's a good laugh. Anything that comes into this zone. When you head out into things like Nightbringer, Nocturnal and Soul Seekers, they're in their own different sections where they can be much more intense. So if you ever hear of a new attraction coming to the hub, it will have comedy involved into it, because that is.
I like that though. It sort of gives,
atmosphere.
Nothing too serious.
Yeah.
We want this. Well, now I think we can class Screamfest as a horror theme park rather than a Scream park, because
definitely.
it's got every single attraction is very unique from one another.
They're all very different, aren't they? You know.
You don't go on the same experience on each one. It's all very scripted and storied.
There we go. So that's Freakout, one of the new attractions here at Screamfest. You've also done another new one for this year, haven't you? So we'll.
The technologically advanced Nightbringer.
Now this is something really special. I'm looking forward to actually you telling us a bit about this and the behind the scenes of this one. So we'll
This
Nightbringer, new for this year. A big challenge for you, I can imagine this one.
Huge risk, huge challenge. Scary because it replaced Slasher, but it's worked.
All right, we'll go and have a look at that one. All right, okay. Awesome, we'll see you over there. We'll have a look at Nightbringer, another new attraction then here at Screamfest.
And buried alive. Researchers and psychic mediums have been investigating this legend, which led them to a plot of land now owned by the Robinson family, who themselves have reported seeing a spectral wailing woman.
Okay, so you can hear in the background there some of the queue line audio. Again, something that Andy's really thought about with this attraction. Not just putting any sort of music on whilst you're waiting. It's all building up the story, telling you a bit of story, building up, you know, before you get into the attraction. So this is it.
It's
Nightbringer.
Nightbringer is it's the hard. It's the attractions that these are the hardest to design. They're the hardest to do. This one took me a year and a half to design. Build,
That's a long
script,
time to
storyline.
put into something.
When I write a story like Soul Seekers Nocturnal, they come in the form of a 200, 300 page book. The full book for Nocturnal is a huge backstory, it's a huge thing, it's a huge amount of information. Nightbringer's witch, she's got about 100 pages written about what she did, why they killed her, and why she got possessed by the Nightbringer demon. There's a huge backstory to her. If I was to tell all of that in the queue line, people are going to hate me. So it's working out how to create an atmosphere, how to get the story across to your guests in a very short period of time, so when they go into the attraction, they understand what's happening to them. When you listen to the queue line audio, there's cues in there. You can hear doors opening. You can hear alarms going off. You can hear static going off.
There we go.
You can hear the witch in a very subtle form. You can hear the researchers, and you can hear the facility's computer. What we've done there is we've introduced the 3 core members of the characters of the attraction. You can hear a whispering there. So when people go in the attraction, they know what the witch sounds like because they've heard her. They know what the computer sounds like because they've heard her, and they know what the scientists sound like because they've heard him. So it's much easier for me to get people comfortable with what's going on in there. So when they come out the exit, they understand what's just happened to them, what the experiment was that was going on with them, and what they've just escaped from. and it's putting all those narratives into a place to be able to tell a story in a very short period of time, and it's very, very difficult to do.
I can imagine. I think that's a lot of the problem with some scare attractions. You go in there, you don't have a clue what the backstory is, so you can't fully immerse yourself into it, and that's the thing, you know.
If there is one.
That's the thing. I mean, every attraction here's got a backstory, hasn't it? And there's a reason why it's here, you know.
It is, and certainly this one, because this is a movie style attraction. This is not your run off the mill terror house where you go in and things happen. This is a fully choreographed, scripted movie experience.
It's so much more than the scare attraction, this, isn't it? I mean,
It tries to be. Should we go in?
yeah, let's go in. Let's have a look inside this
And
one.
it's white.
It's white, something very different for a scare attraction. I must say, I really do love, you know, how you've gone a bit different again with this one, you know. And
I wasn't sure how the white would work, and it's
worked really well.
it's come out quite nice. Right, this one. As always, we're looking down here. So, we'll head into your room while that turns off. Yeah. Someone punched my door last night.
Oh no.
So, this is the first room, and as a lot of the viewers will notice, it is Slash's execution room that's been painted white. Really, we filled it on the TV screen and projectors. I like having an attraction at Screamfest where...
There we go.
I like having an attraction at Screamfest where it's a movie experience where you can sit down. It throws people off immediately. They sit down and already they're vulnerable.
And you've done that with Nocturnal, you know, that's very different.
With the cave,
when you get in there, you know, what you expect.
So, the witch appears behind the screen. I'm not sure how much you're going to put on the internet of this, so I'm going to trust you. And the witch appears behind the screen and all hell breaks loose.
Project Nightbringer. Experiment initialized.
See me here.
There we go, there he is. There's Andy.
There's Andy, here he is. Good guy. So, she comes round and does all this stuff, so...
Very clever, very clever.
And all hell breaks loose. The sound coming in again of the alarms. There he is.
Hello? Okay, I'm your only way of getting out of this facility alive.
The background, we've got a laptop with the logo on.
Oh,
She's drawing on the power from the facility. Every moment she's here and the power remains on, she gets stronger. She's drawing out the power from people's eyes. We need to get into decontamination zone 4 immediately. That's the only way we can get out of here. Go through that door and lay the road down for you. Follow that road to zone 2 and I'll meet you there. Then please everyone get up and leave this area immediately. Good luck.
Power draining. Connection lost. Please report to decontamination. Power draining.
It's when it's in operation. That door will be there just to allow that red light.
Okay, yeah.
And they get introduced to the corridors, and there's a thing there, follow the rope. And
I love how it's all split into zones, this, you know, it's...
yeah, we've got, because the door's closed, that's just reset. No access, please exit decontamination zone 4. But when it's in its normal mode, if you want to just, when you enter the attraction, and not a lot of people pick up on this sort of stuff, it's the geeky stuff I like to throw in.
And that's what we like though, all the little, you know, touches what you put in.
We've got a containment panel, no access, authorised personnel only. So when the facility goes into lockdown, this containment panel slams shut. You have to be decontamination, which says no access, please exit decontamination zone 4. And all the way through the facility, there's signs. So we're in the static research 1 and 2 at the minute. We've got the grave laboratory in zone 2, which is the next scene. We've got the autopsy laboratory zone 3, which is the third show, and decontamination zone 4. And as the attraction goes through, the sign changes to show you where you are and what's going on in the different things with different things going on. I'm going to trust Sean here. I am going to take you around the rest of it and show you different things, but don't give away everything.
Okay. You tell the viewers what you don't mind them hearing.
Hold on. It gets a bit dark.
We got some.
So Nightbringer's got 11 different soundtracks in it, 4 different pre-shows, 4 different main shows, Smoke Machine.
So much tech in it. Would you say this is the most tech that you've ever put into an attraction?
It is. We've got the TVs, and the TVs are synced into the show control, so I can turn them on and off. The problem with the TV, when the screen's pitch black, it's still letting out light, so they can see the actress moving around the different zones. So we've got all that hooked into her. So I've got full control over this. I've got full control over my maglock doors, which are here. You can see the red light on, which means the maglock's on. I've got full lights over my lights here, and then we've got extra detail on the.
I mean, that's something what you can't notice when you're in here unless you go for it a few times and look, isn't it? You know.
You see, which I quite like. So we had a sighting on my birthday, which was the 21st of February 1983.
Oh, there we go.
We've got Slash's opening date on here as well. And then it's like Strange Formation Possible Gravesite, which is here. And this is a Google image of the farm, and this is where we are with the tent at the moment. And these are all the fields behind where she was spotted at night. And we've got farm, home and ancient track road, so a bit of history from before. And we've got notes on the board with different things. Strange land formation noticed, and it's things of the event, of the storyline, and on the pads at the back as well. There's different things about the story, which are never going to be seen or ever going to be read, but I know they're there, and it's that detail.
Yeah, the details are what something, what shines out more than anything really that you do, And
we have another sign here.
Life support.
We're now in the grave.
Any of the different zones.
The door opens when light is on. Corner.
There we go. So disorientating without the lights in here. I mean, something very different.
Zone 3, autopsy laboratory. Sign. Autopsy laboratory, follow the road. Same things continuing on. Got the witch, the dug up witch. Her body's been brought here to be worked on. And again, we've got the cold storage. And there's different things on the wall here as well. So, circle of eyes. Female skeleton, age 28, buried in shallow grave. And it says no sign of major trauma. Either died of, can't even read
natural causes or
causes.
Suffocation. Yeah.
And it's like defect in the widened of the eyes, and that's to pick up the Nightbringer, because she sucks out the energy from people's brains through her eyes. And there's things about looking at her head. There's bits on here saying about that she's had children because there's trauma in this area, and in the story that she had 4 kids as well before they killed her. Which a little bit is, that's where the story might continue. No spoils yet, but as all my attractions, there's always 3 of them. I always write trilogies. Wow. So Slash has already got 3 written stories for it. Nocturnal and Soul Seekers all have 2. And around the ribs as well, trauma that she was buried alive and her ribs have been crushed.
There we go.
So, and that's kind of how it's all built up. So we've got smoke machines in there, we've got sound, we've got the lights, we've got the TV. Again, we've got another maglock to make sure people stay where they should be staying. And then in this section of the attraction, this is where everything's falling down and it's all gone crazy. Where I don't think it's on. The sensor's on where the thing's on. I'll go and turn that on in a second. So we have like air hoses behind this corridor, and all these sheets fly up. Strobe lighting, which you can see, and smoke, which makes a really disorientating corridor. Kind of stops people from legging it out and falling over. I mean, that's part of the health and safety that we have to look at.
There we go.
On the attraction. So,
I mean, I love that attraction. It's the best one that you've ever done, in my opinion. I mean,
I am still quite scared of it. It's if you follow me around the back, we'll turn that air on.
Yeah, have a little look at that. I mean, it is very technical, that attraction, isn't it? It's by far the most technical one you've done. You can see that as well. You know, you can tell. There you go. Okay, so we're back inside having a little look at these. There you go. As Andy mentioned, you've got the air sort of pushing the sheets up at the side. And how great does that look? You come round the corner.
It's exactly at face level as well, so.
Yeah, you come round the corner and see that, you know.
Gonna let the compressor kick in and fill the tank up. It's a bit weak at the moment.
Yeah, I suppose when you just turned it on, it takes a while to get.
It is. We've got a safety storage tank on there as well as the main compressor tank. So there's the main compressor, which is 150 litres. Then we've got another tank, which is the safety tank, which is another 150 litres. And they're both set to 4 bar minimum and maximum 5 bar. So
there we go. Well. Yeah, that's it.
And it's done like that to make sure that we don't damage the system, we don't damage the compressor, but we also keep guests safe. Rather than just having an air compressor that's hooked directly up to an air effect, you're asking for blowouts and a blown up compressor as well. So
yeah. And that's activated just by a sensor, is it?
It is. It's an ultrasonic one. It's not affected by smoke. It's not affected by sound, and we can set it to pick up a credit card. Wow. And it's the best thing to use in a horror maze because it's reliable.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of sensors, they have problems with smoke and they don't work.
Especially in an attraction like this, there's a lot of smoke in here, isn't there? You know, you don't want something that's that sensitive really to smoke.
And this effect has got enough air in it to go off every 30 seconds. So if we had people coming through every 30 seconds, it will work.
That's good.
Which was part of the brief. It had to be reliable. It had to work every time. See, I've just done it again. Look, and off it goes.
Yeah.
That was immediate.
It's a big part of the ending, though, isn't it? It's this attraction, you know.
It is. You can feel the air hitting in your face.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's kicked in again already now. There you go. That's good. Look at that, Nightbringer. I mean, you want to come down here and check this event out. I mean, this is a fantastic attraction. By far my favourite thing they've ever done by Andy and at Screamfest. I mean, Nightbringer, you took risks with this, you know, replacing a classic like Slasher. How many years was Slasher here for? 3 years, you know, you took a risk. And a full respect to you for taking that risk, you know, it's paid off.
Thank you. Yeah,
you know, it really has paid off.
It's good to hear that it has worked. There's always when you work on it for a year and a half and you're so obsessed and you're like, yeah, you run through it in your head, you've done it in 3D, you've designed it or you've walked it. The scenes in here I've changed hundreds and hundreds of times to make sure it worked, to make sure it all came into its right form. And then there's a moment before you open of, I painted this and the farm built it. Behind this set, if we turned these boards the other way around, it's Slasher. Wow. So the concrete's on the other side of this.
Okay,
so Slasher is doing.
But nobody knows. You can't tell.
Face is down over there on the poster still, which is quite funny.
That's great.
You do it and you stand there and you think to yourself, shit, what have I just done? And then the first group of guests going through, I'm nervous, I feel sick, and then they come out laughing. I'm like, and I can walk away from it and have a lie down. But
I can imagine, you know, it's great how you still have such an involvement with like painting it and stuff like that. Instead of handing it over to, you know, a team to build it, you're here and sort of helping them build. Yeah, it really has paid off doing something different. You know, too many people, too many of these Scream parks, you know, rely on things that already work and don't take risks. Whereas here, every attraction at Screamfest is very different. Something
we always take risks. Every single just clear the ditch there.
No.
We always take risks because the owners are very passionate about the event. They enjoy entertaining people, and they've always said to me they've always wanted something very unique and very different to what everybody else is doing.
Oh wow! So this is the
hub.
The technical.
This is the hub. Yeah.
Wow.
This is all that runs the different shows in each different rooms. This one here is. The last room we've just been in, the autopsy room, and it'll just keep ticking over like that until the actress presses the button, and then the show comes on.
I mean, how do you program it all? How long does it take to sort of program an attraction like this? You know,
Nightbringer took me a week.
Oh, so it's not.
It took me a week to do.
Not too bad, but it's still a long time, isn't it? In terms of.
Seekers was a month. Nocturnal was a month as well. This was mainly programmed at home and then brought in, and then I had 3 days on site to make sure the lights worked in their spaces. It's all done on computer first, And that's really Nightbringer, really.
There you go, a fantastic attraction. I mean, obviously you've seen behind the scenes of it in this video. You want to come down here and experience it for yourselves. I mean,
Active corridors. Active corridors.
oh yeah,
Let's have a look at active corridors.
oh, here we go.
This is behind the scenes of the projection room, where the witch two run around and do their things. It looks as good from behind as it does from the front, which is always...
Yeah, I'm gonna say the video.
There it is.
Oh, you're just picking up on the camera there. Yeah, there you go. You can see the benches and stuff the other side there.
Right, head out by that way.
There we go. And that's Nightbringer. I mean, it's something really special. I mean, to create an attraction like that, it must make you so proud. Would you have thought all them years ago when you did Slasher that, you know, a few years on you'd be making all these attractions for the event? I mean,
I didn't think Slasher would work.
Screamfest is something that's expanded massively over the past few years, and
Slasher was a huge risk from an industry point of view. This is the active corridors.
oh, okay.
Nightbringer. Autopsy room. Showroom.
Ah, okay.
Showroom 1. And then right at the end, right at the end of the back here, we have the buttons that control the shows,
Oh, okay.
and that's the autopsy room in there.
Wow.
So
It's very compact, isn't it? How big would you say the tent is that this is in compared to the Slasher? Is it
this has been
much
extended.
bigger or?
This was extended by one section, so it's 9 meters by I want to say 14.
Well, still a very small space to fit so much in, you know. I mean,
And that's why we have to do the movie attractions. We have to do the movie attractions in this tent because we've got Nocturnal and Soul Seekers, which last about 11 minutes. If we had a normal sort of A to B terror maze inside Nightbringer, you'd be through it in about 3 minutes, if that.
yeah.
And we can't have that, so we have to be able to stop people, and stopping people is the challenge. You've got to keep them entertained. But yeah, there's Nightbringer.
Nightbringer, there you go, brand new for this year. 2 fantastic new attractions, Nightbringer and Freakout. Both of them very different, like you say. One of them's more fun with scares in there as well, and this one's completely different. Like you say, it's a theatrical experience, not just a scare attraction. You know, so much going on in here, isn't there? And look forward to having some more runs through of that.
Yeah,
Nice. I mean, yeah, fantastic.
All has to work every single time.
There we go.
And
So
it's pretty reliable.
that's Nightbringer. There you go. I think I'm sure you'll all agree there watching this video. So Andy's so passionate about everything he does, all the thought that goes into it, and you know we all fully respect that. I mean, you do a fantastic job. Really should be proud of this one. I mean, all them years ago doing Slasher. Now since then you've done this, Freakout, Soul Seekers, and Nocturnal. You know. 4 fantastic attractions for Screamfest. So.
It all came from Slasher, which again was a big movie style attraction, which was a huge risk to take. It was for an American theme park, they didn't want it in the end. And
well, I'm glad they didn't, because it means we've got it here, you know, closer to home. So.
and I met Ivor at ScareCon, and he came over saying we struggled with our year, we need something, so I did Slasher, and they said we want to buy it, and we did it. All understanding the risk we were taking, and as soon as it opened, it turned into a cult overnight.
And that was it.
You can see by the jacket I've got on.
I remember hearing about Slasher as soon as it opened. I mean, it was a massive thing in the scare industry, and it still is. I mean, it inspired a lot of people. I think the fact you fit so much into a small space amazed everyone. I mean, it was unheard of.
A lot of emails when it closed that people were upset that it's gone. It will be back.
Oh, okay, there you
Part
go.
2 will be back.
Oh, something to watch out for in the
James
future.
Monroe will come.
Oh, there you go. You've heard it here first, so there you go. So, yeah, that's Nightbringer. Fantastic stuff. So we're just inside 2 of the older attractions here, of course, the 3rd year for Soul Seekers. I mean, it's a fantastic attraction, you know, it's something very different again with this compared to the other attractions you've got here. I mean, what's sort of the storyline behind Soul Seekers?
I'm a political designer. It's not a good thing all the time. Slasher wasn't political. Soul Seekers is political, and Nocturnal is political as well. And Soul Seekers was based on my idea of reality television. How everyone watches reality TV and they believe it's real, when in real life, life can be worse than what you've shown on TV. So it kind of takes the idea of a most haunted episode called Soul Seekers, where this team of investigators that go around and do these different things. And and they've invited the public to come to the Helton Grand to help them with their investigation. But the Helton Grand's got it's a bit like the Shining sort of idea, where it's got this reputation. When anyone tries to do renovation work to it, when anyone tries to do anything to this hotel, they disappear, or they go mad and disappear, and they get sucked into the hotel, because Ivor Helton, who designed it, was a worship of demonology, and he was a necromancer that put himself into the walls, and he steals souls from people so he can live forever. And that's the whole idea of the first room, where you're going into an experiment and then the hotel sucks you into it and then leads you to the laundry, where it's an unsolvable maze and you can just go round and round and round and round and round and round in circles, and it really makes you feel like actually I've been stuck in this hotel. When it works, our record is having someone in there for 15 minutes.
Really?
Oh yeah, now.
Yeah, it was, yeah, being sent round by the actors. I mean, the actors must love it in this one.
Well, they just said, the guests just sat down at the end and went, it's pointless, you know, we're here forever sort of thing, and then, you know, that was the end of it. But it's just detail like this. This is a 3D model I did years ago of Charing Cross in London. And it's Charing Cross railway station from there to there, and then it's mirrored and flipped with the Helton Grand sign on it.
Okay. The little things like that you wouldn't tell unless you said, you know.
The amount of people that don't even see it.
Yeah.
Again,
the little differences that you put into every one of your attractions.
It's just nice if they do. I mean, I had a lot of help with this attraction. Sam Bott and Kate Monroe, they decorated and painted it based on my designs and drawings, and they did an outstanding job on
the theming in here is amazing. Like this room, all the wallpaper, and you know.
And I'm certainly forever in their debt for the work they did on this, because I was painting Nocturnal while they did this one, and I think it drove us all mad in the end. So I've always wanted to have a showroom with height. A lot of temporary terror houses you do, they're always quite lit and quite plain unless you've got a space to deal with. So this is all, you've got to remember, this is all made out of wood. It's got a ceiling on, you can't see, but it's all made out of wood. It goes all the way up, and this is taken down.
Okay, yeah.
This is taken down every year and put back
It's built
up
up every year. I was going to ask about that. Are all the attractions took down then, are they, and built up, or?
Nocturnal is the only one that's permanent. All the others are taken down and put back up every year.
Wow.
So I always wanted to have a double height ballroom with stained glass details in the top which come on.
Subtle hints to you in here, you know.
She used to work in the cat. Here's Jerry.
Hey.
Sucked into
Jerry himself, there you go. Love Jerry.
And no one's come down here with a drill yet, which needs to be sorted out and put that back. This is a really long corridor. There's Sam, painted it. There's Kate, who also painted it. Sort that out. Can't get in there yet. We'll go around the way.
I mean, when you walk through, the theming's something what really stands out, isn't it? In terms of,
they did a beautiful job.
They really did painting it, and there we go.
The cannibal bedroom here, we're at the end of the corridor. And there's those hiding holes in the cupboards where actors can jump out and get through. That cupboard there goes into the bathroom, which is in here.
I love this scene to bits. Still probably my favourite scene in the whole attraction. There we go.
Screw that down later.
There's your bathtub.
Come out the shower, which then goes into the cupboard at the back, and then there's a hatch boot hole as well, which goes into the into the corridor, which is one of the portraits.
Oh wow!
Which they can get at.
So many different scares you can do in this one. So many different hiding places.
The actors can choose what they do. That goes back into the bedroom again through there.
Oh, okay.
You just give the actors a chance to go around and do things. Can't go through the room.
Yeah.
And them having that ability to act and be how they want to be, lets them have fun with it. Because you've got to remember they're in here for 4 hours and they do it for 2 weeks.
It's a long time to spend, isn't it?
It is.
It's good if they can have a different sort of area to scare in each time instead of using one sort of scare and just repeating that. It makes it more fun for the actors inside, doesn't it?
Completely. This is the in their boo hole where they've got a light switch to make them on.
Ah, okay.
As the hotel gets a little bit worse, and in there is the beginning of the laundry.
So many actor runs in these attractions you don't realise until you come behind the scenes.
There's the
Just there we go. Portaloo.
And that's the laundry in that area there, which you just go round and round and round.
Yeah, so in that scene, for anybody that's not been through, you obviously can get sent round in that many times at the end. Really good.
So that's kind of a quick thing of Soul Seekers.
Soul Seekers.
Find the health hazard.
There we go. Whee. And Oblivion. There we go.
We'll probably hit that way actually. To Nocturnal, we've got live DJing here this year.
Yeah, now this is a really good addition this year, the live DJ. Of course, I believe that Eternal Night is still playing every 20 minutes, hopefully, because we all love Eternal Night. If you've seen the vlog on the channel, you know, we all do love that. It's a great track, really good track. There we go. I mean, it's not what you're expecting Nocturnal. I mean, outside you're in this sort of nightclub, you know, it's completely different inside, isn't it, to what you expect.
The whole idea of a vampire clan that's been around since prehistoric times, and the only reason why the human race got as popular as it is, the vampires used to breed humans as cattle in processing factories so that it would feed them. And the vampire meat got mixed up with Neanderthal meat at some point, and they got disgusted by it. So what they did is they let the humans go free range around the world, and because the human race is so horny, it spread and got bigger and bigger and bigger, and the vampire race started culling people off. That sort of stuff doesn't go unnoticed, and the vampire started to be hunted, which killed the Dracula clan. And the Nocturnal clan went into hiding until the human race became so stupid enough. And I wrote this when films like Twilight were coming out, with sparkly, pretty, jumpy round vampires.
Yeah.
And I hated the fact is that we're taking monsters and making them friendly when really monsters need to be monsters so people can understand that the world is not as pretty as some people like to think it is.
This opening scene, still one of the scariest things ever in a terror attraction. I mean,
and this is where we experimented with different triggers and different techniques to trigger different effects, which, because we did Nocturnal, I knew we could do Nightbringer. So they've all developed into itself. We've got these water effects up here, which spray the humans down to get all the crap off them, like they do in farms with cattle. And that's triggered on a solenoid on the computer system as well.
Again, all the little posters and things. Ah, there we go.
All the text on this has now come off, which is a shame. Should have used a better pen on it. But lots of human diagrams, and it's starting to show its age now. So we don't take this one down. This stays
here. Are we in a barn or something with this? Then is it sort of?
It used to be a milking parlour. And it's just hasn't been used for a long time.
You've always liked doing the sort of signs and stuff, much like in Nightbringer, you know, the signs sort of, all the different sections, you know, it's great, yeah. I mean, it's the little things like that we all love, especially us sort of enthusiasts, you know, we love all the little touches. Stuff that it takes a few times to go through to notice, you know.
This used to have up here, this is a SEPA hose, and it used to leak hot water, because it's the blood pumping room that all the blood's being pumped out of its victims. So the idea is you walked under it and you could feel hot water go on you because the pipes aren't quite hooked up. The only problem is it caused a flood.
That's
so
right.
we used it on preview night 3 years ago and it's never been turned on since.
It's a shame.
It just flooded everything.
Yeah.
And also people going, we're getting too wet in here. So
Yeah, especially in October, not always the best.
it was a good idea that just...
The thing is, you can do these things, and like you say, until you've actually put it into practice, you don't know what it's going to be like until the real thing's built.
I'm just happy that we kept the spray in the cage. I mean, that's important for choreography. One of the things about the scare mazes that I design is it's not the choreography of the actors I'm bothered about, it's the choreography of the guests, what the guests are doing and how they're doing it. Because I can train the actors to move, I can't train the guests to move, because obviously they're guests.
That's the thing.
So in the cage, it's really important that water's in that very central aisle. You've got vampires either side of them banging the cages, and of course people don't want to be near the vampires, but they also don't want to get wet. So they go back into the centre when the vampires attack, and then they get wet, so then they go to the sides of the cages again, but there's vampires inside the cage, so it just causes pure chaos.
It's nice how you look to the side and see the cage again from here, you know.
There's Robinson meat instead of the side there as well. This is a view line. A lot of the attractions that I do, if I get a chance, I put view lines back in, because when the guests that have just been in there get to this point, they see the vampires attacking the top of the cages there, and it's a distraction because the butcher comes out of that hole behind them there.
Okay, so they're distracted looking over there and then gets the scare
he could just
behind.
stand right here, and then when they decide to move on, you've got this massive guy stood behind him with a chainsaw in his hand. So it works quite well. And then in here, it was an unsolvable maze the first year it opened, and it just didn't work. I mean, the amount of backup in here, because people were so terrified, and it was full of smoke, and they didn't know where they were going. So I ended up making it into a linear one, just for throughput more than anything else.
Yeah.
We've got that food preparation area, raw meat only.
That's the thing, you know, until you come through these things a few times, you don't notice the little things like that, you know.
And then the butts chuck.
It's really good, it keeps it fresh every time.
We've got some smells in here this year, but it's been removed for whatever reason. But that's vomit in there when it comes in.
Right.
This is the active hiding hole for the butcher, so he can see what's going on. And he's got a sliding door here that he comes out.
He comes out with his chain.
And this is a design feature here for health and safety. A lot of people don't realise it, but you don't want people running out of your attractions, because then you can get people hurting themselves and falling over and causes problems. So there's a few things that you can do. You can start by making your exit blacked out, which we've got doors on it, so people don't really know it's an exit, so they're not going to run straight into a wall.
Yeah.
So that's a good start. The butcher only comes out of his hiding hole when they reach the mid area, so they really haven't got a lot of chance to get speed up. But if you notice, the lights are chasing backwards, they're not chasing forwards.
Okay.
If the lights were chasing forwards, it creates the impression that you're moving a lot quicker than you actually are, and it encourages you to move quicker and go forward. But if you chase them backwards, it makes it feel like you're in this area for longer, and it's like you're running through sticky mud. It's like one of those nightmare things, and it tricks the brain. Certainly the thing that you're not going fast enough. So you've got this guy behind you with a chainsaw, and it feels like you can't go fast because this is chasing you this way.
You've answered one of my questions I've always thought actually there about this finale. I'm sure a lot of the viewers as well. I mean, if they've been through, you know, I've always wondered why the lights do chase away from the exit, so you sort of answered something there for me as well. I mean, 4 brilliant attractions. You should be very proud of what you've done here at Screamfest. I mean, and myself and of course all the viewers will look forward to seeing what you've got to come in the future. I mean, I'm sure this event's something that can only keep getting better and keep expanding. I mean,
We hope so.
yeah, I really hope so. I mean, thank you very much for showing us round. Of course, get out here to Burton Screamfest and come and see this fantastic event. I mean, each and every year it gets better. I mean, you know, it all started with Slasher, and then it's gone from there, hasn't it, really? You know, you got 4 really strong attractions, and of course the core maze as well. Some really good stuff out here to see. Thank you very much, Andy. It's been a pleasure. You know, of course, I'm sure we'll see you again on the channel in the future. I hope so. You know, hopefully. It's been really great. Thank you very much to Andy. And that's it from our little behind the scenes at Screamfest. Check out the vlog for our reviews from the attractions, and of course, a little bit of dancing to Eternal Night as well. It's all good fun. Thanks again, Andy. That's been Joe. I've been Sean. That means it's time to cue those credits. See you later, guys, from Burton Screamfest.